Hey guys, welcome back to Baddie and a Book. My name is Gabby and today we have an Amazon book haul. So to get the nonfiction books out of the way, the first book that I picked up is called Inner Bonding by Margaret Paul, PhD. Now this book, I saw someone talk about this book on BookTube. I don't know who it was, and I'm not even sure if it was actually a BookTube video now that I'm thinking about it. I think it was just a self-development book, and so they talked about it within about 5 seconds of me seeing that clip. I went ahead and put it in my cart and purchased it. So I'm really excited to add this one to my self-development collection of books that I've started to collect here over the last couple of months. The next two books and more popular books that are on here on BookTube, they're not really mentioned too heavily, but if you look up self-development book recommendations, these two books always populate, particularly this author, and it is A New Earth and The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. The Power of Now is a more popular book than A New Earth. I believe this book came out first and then this one was second, so I am really excited to have these two in my collection again with creating my self-development book collection that I have. These two were a must to purchase right away. The next book that I picked up is a nonfiction book. It's a memoir. It's not actually a self-development book or anything, but I really love this particular celebrity because it is a celebrity, and that is Will by Mr. Will Smith. I believe Mark Manson, who wrote the book The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, also is the co-author or the actual author of this book. The one thing I really loved about this book, I first picked it up and I read like the first chapter while I was sitting there waiting for my food to finish from takeout where I was at, and so what I really like about this book is that with reading that very first chapter, I ended up stopping after that first chapter because I got distracted, but I really loved that it really felt like Will Smith was talking to you in that first chapter alone. So I'm really excited to eventually pick this one up. I haven't picked it up yet. I've been meaning to, but I'm hoping to get to this one before 2022 comes to an end. The other thing I really love about this book is the graffiti dust jacket. The dust jacket is chef's kiss. It's actually I would say my favorite memoir dust jacket cover art. Whoever did this, give them a raise. Give them a fucking raise. The next book that I picked up is a series. I hadn't heard about this series up until recently, and it was these new covers that made me so drawn to this particular author, and she's a Black author. I've been trying really hard to expand on Black authors because there's just not very many different Black authors that are mentioned in majority of BookTok and BookTube videos. I have, now that I've been on BookTube for a little while, I have started to see this author be mentioned a lot more, especially because she does have a new release that came out, I want to say within like the last week or so, but it is the Hookshot or Blockshot series. I'm not sure exactly what the name of the series is, but I bought all 3 books in the series. This is a new cover for them. I believe this is the these are the discreet versions of these, and I absolutely love these covers. These were definitely a cover buy. I know that these are sports romances. I'm not sure 100% on like what they're about, but I have heard people say really good things about them. So I do have Longshot, Blockshot, as well as Hookshot, and again, these covers are just, I love these covers. One thing about me, if it's a cute cover, I'ma buy it. Like, no questions asked. I don't really even need to know what the book is entirely about. I may want to like know what the genre is or what like maybe some popular tropes are in the book, but give me a nice cover and I'ma buy it. Like, put a nice cover in front of my face and best believe I'ma buy it. The next 2 books that I ended up picking up are by Miss Colleen Hoover. I wanted to expand on my Colleen Hoover books. I have already started to read this one, that's why it's a little bit more used up and beat up because I traveled with this book, so it kind of got a little bit of roughed up in my luggage, but I picked up Verity and Regretting You by Colleen Hoover. I've heard really good things about Verity. I wanted to read this during spooky season. I was a little bit late to picking it up, so I didn't quite make it to spooky season, but I did read this here recently. And then Regretting You is just another not so popular Colleen Hoover book. I'm still working on collecting eventually all of her books. There's still quite a few more that I still need to get, but I thought that this one would be a good one to add to my collection for her, and I can't wait to get into it. I'll probably end up reading that one closer to the summertime. The next set of books that I picked up has been all over BookTube as of recently. recently. If you've been on BookTube or Instagram here at least recently, you have seen these books, and I know I bought the entire series, but I have a feeling I'm gonna like these. And as soon as I heard them being talked about, I just had to pick them up for myself. And that is the Magnolia Park series. So I bought all three. We have Magnolia Parks, Daisy Hates, and Magnolia Parks, The Long Way Home. I haven't actually started these books just yet, and I absolutely love the covers of these books. I know that they have absolutely nothing to do with like romance. Normally with like a romance book like this, we would normally see like people on the cover. I'm sure that the illustrations on the covers will make sense probably when I actually end up reading the books, but for right now they kind of just look kind of random. And again, I've heard nothing but really, really great things. Apparently this is about like a really toxic relationship. And so I'm really excited to read about them. Do I like participating in toxic relationships? No. But do I like reading about them? Yes, I do. So I'm really excited to pick those three up here soon, probably in the next couple of months or so. The next book that I picked up, now this book was included in my books I'd never read, or I don't think I would ever read. This was one of the books I had mentioned that I had watched a spoiler discussion on, and so I am starting to forget for the most part what the book is about, but I'm gonna give it a little bit more time to see if I can fully forget. Plus there is a second book coming out, I think next year. I wanna say it's maybe January or sometime early next year, so I would like to eventually pick up that one. Plus this is an author that I don't have any books of hers just yet up until now, and that is Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. If you watched my previous video mentioning this book, I had mentioned that I had watched Destiny Sidwell's complete spoiler live chat about this book, and she went into all the spoilers. So at first I was like, I just won't end up reading it. It's usually how that goes, where I'll end up reading or watching something that has spoilers in the book and not anticipate on actually reading it, and end up changing my mind. So I want to go ahead and just give it a little bit more time. I'll probably read this one closer to when the second book comes out, just so that I can at least forget as much as possible, and then I'll pick this one up right around the time that the new one does come out, so I can read them too close together. The next couple of books that I picked up are also from Lucy Score. I like to pick up books from authors when oh no, this one has stuff on it. Come on, Amazon. But so the next set of books that I picked up are also from Lucy Score as well. I like to pick up books outside of the general books that are most popularly talked about on BookTok and BookTube. And I picked up these three books. I believe these are a series. I'm not sure what the name of the series is, but these are all small town romances. So I got Pretending You're Mine, Finally Mine, and Protecting What's Mine. So Pretending You're Mine, this one follows the love interest being part of the National Guard. Protecting What's Mine, this one follows the love interest that is a fire chief. And then Finally Mine, this one follows the main character and then the love interest being part of the military. So I thought all of those would be super, super interesting. We love men that serve. The next two books that I ended up picking up are also from an author that I have been trying to collect all of her books of, an author that I used to read when I was in high school, so I thought I would go ahead and pick up some of her books here. Now, I don't think these are new releases. These are just newly published or cover changes recently. So I picked up Distant Shores and Night Road. I remember these particular books having different covers when I was younger, so I was really happy to see that they had new covers, and I really like the new covers, so I thought I would go ahead and pick these two up and add these two to my collection. Kristen Hanna is an author that I eventually want to have all of her books. It's kind of like Jodi Picoult, just because of the nostalgia, and also because I know for a fact I'm going to love her books. The next books that I picked up are actually part of a series, and these are also series that are kind of going into that trend of like the naked hardcover and just having the cover art on the actual hardcover rather than having a dust jacket, and I absolutely love this trend that they're doing. These books tend to be a little bit more expensive. I find that all of these books that are fall into this category end up being like $25 because of the special edition, but it's still not that bad because most hardcovers, they start out at $30, and then special editions can go up from there. But I was able to find all of these on Amazon. I don't know what these books are about. I haven't really seen too many people talk about them, but I'm really excited to find out for myself what they're about, and they're a new author for me. I've never actually heard of this author before, so this will be a new introduction to a different author. And this one is called the Royal Hearts Academy series. I honestly, when I first got this book set, I kept calling it the Cruel Prince series, and I know that that's not the case. There's a completely different, I think there's 2 other series out there that are called the Cruel Prince series, and this is not it. But these are all 4 books in the Royal Hearts Academy series. We have the Cruel Prince, Ruthless Knight, Wicked Princess, and Broken Kingdom. I ordered them about 2 to 3 weeks ago, and it took about 2 to 3 weeks for me to actually receive them. I love that the series together, they have like this crown that kind of creates one full picture, which I love that. And again, I absolutely love the naked hardcovers with the simple, I love the simple ones. It's like less is more when it comes to the covers. I love when they do illustrations and stuff like that, but I also love when they keep things super simple. Let's go ahead and just completely dismiss people being on covers of the books, because nobody likes that. Like, it's a huge ass thing where people just do not like people on covers. I will say that there are some covers where it is done right and it looks really good, but I would say about 99% of covers that have real people on the covers, it just does not look good. So I'm really excited about these. If you guys have heard anything about these, let me know in the comments if you guys have heard anything about this, if you read them yourself, and what you think of them. The next book that I picked up is also a new author as well, and something that is newly kind of floating around BookTube, and it's called Does It Hurt by H.D. Carlton. She is also the author that wrote the Cat and Mouse series, but I wasn't ready to fully commit to that series, so I thought I would go ahead and pick up this book. There was a quote on Amazon specifically in the comment section that made me want to pick this up, and I picked it up immediately. So I'm really, really excited about this. I know that this is a romance book, but I don't know pretty much anything else about it other than the fact that it is a romance book. The next book that I picked up is called Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren. This is one of her, I think, her backlist. I haven't heard too much about this book here recently, but when I first started watching BookTube about a year ago, this book was mentioned quite a bit, so I thought I would go ahead and pick that up. I do already have The Soulmate Equation, and I think I have 1 other book by her, 2 other books by her so far, or by them so far, so I thought I would just go ahead and pick this one up while I was out there shopping on Amazon. The next book that I picked up, I'm actually kind of nervous to read this book because it sounds a borderline crazy. Like, it does sound like it is quite a bit crazy, and it is a full series in one bind up, and it is called The Mindfuck series by St. Abbey. Now, this was a book that was mentioned by Larry Reeds and a few other people as well, but she really loved it, so I thought I would go ahead and pick it up. I'm not ready to commit just yet to this entire book because she is a thickie. I think it is all 5 books. Yeah, it's all 5 books in one bind up, but I don't know if I'm ready for this just yet, so I might end up saving this for a little bit later when I feel like reading something a little bit left field, a little bit obnoxious, but I've heard really, really good things about this series, and I'm excited to read this at some point. Not just yet, though. The next book that I picked up is called In Every Mirror She's Black by Lola Akimade Ackerstrom. This book, I don't really know a whole lot about this book, but I've been seeing this everywhere, and the cover is absolutely beautiful. I believe the author, I think this is a British Black literature book, I'm pretty sure. Oh no. No. Let me see. Hold on. Let me just double check. Oh, no. So this is actually, it's not British. It's actually, she's Swedish. So the author, she's Swedish. So I thought that that would be very interesting. I have a little bit of everything at this point with Black literature. So I have like, I've got African American literature, I've got Black literature here in America, I've got Black literature in like London, the UK, and then now I also have Black literature in Sweden. So I thought that that would be such an interesting, diverse way to expand my Black literature collection that I do have, and I'm really excited to pick that one up. Now, the next series and the last series that I picked up in this particular haul that I'm really fucking excited about, this was merely a cover buy, but I'm so glad that I did because I've heard nothing but amazing things about this, and that is the Kingmaker series by Sophie Lark. I did get the special edition. It was actually the special editions that kind of activated my want to purchase every single one of them, which I'm so happy I did. I love the special and discreet editions. I love these over the originals, and I'm so excited to read these. However, I'm super disappointed because I did some more research and I'm so glad I didn't start reading these already, but apparently the Brutal Prince series is something we're supposed to read first before we even get into these. And I'm so sad because as of right now, these are the only two that are released from the Brutal Prince series. I'm still waiting on the other. I think there's 4 other books. So I have to wait, and I'm going to wait until I get the other 4 books to start reading this series so that I can go in and start reading the Kingmaker series, because these are the children of the characters in Brutal Prince series, if I remember correctly. So I'm a little sad because I was so excited to actually jump right into reading these, but I have to wait. I want to make sure I read them in order so that I can get the full I have to wait to read them because I want to make sure that I can get the full experience of them before I just jump into reading the second series. So yeah, and then these are also the special editions that she recently just released. I absolutely love these. These are so damn pretty. And even honestly, what I really loved about these editions too is that she also has illustrations inside the book as well, which, I mean, we love a chapter book. We feel grown when we read a chapter book, but like, we like pictures too. Adults like pictures too. So I am really excited about that. Whoever did the illustrations on these books, chef's kiss, because these are absolutely beautiful editions. So if Miss Sophie Lark could hurry up and finish releasing the rest of the books, that would be fucking amazing. Let me actually take a look to see if they are listed just yet, because I have been checking. At one point I was checking Amazon like every week trying to wait for the other ones to be released, but let me see. Oh, she released them. Oh, she released the next 2. Okay, so book 3 and 4 are officially released in the new covers on Amazon, so putting those right in my cart as we speak. But yeah, so those are all of the books that I picked up from Amazon. Definitely, if you liked it, definitely give a like, leave a comment down below on any of these books. If you've read any of these books, definitely let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are without spoiling it, of course. And thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.